What's going on, everybody? JKT here. Today we are going to be taking a look at this guy right here, probably one of the best microphones I've used so far, the HyperX Quadcast. Now, just to let you guys know, I have been using this microphone for almost a month now, and if you watched my first impression video on the glorious Model O, which my mouse is shipping, so do expect a review, so make sure you guys are subscribed so you know when that goes live. But I actually had that microphone displayed when I was doing that video, and some of you guys did ask if I had a review on it, so I decided to go ahead and make one for you guys. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this review. But let's go ahead, get into the mic, talk about why this microphone is so good. All right, guys, so I will say this is a very sleek and sexy looking microphone, one of the best microphones I've seen so far. Now, it is made entirely out of both metal and plastic. At the top, you do have your mute and unmute button. So the way to activate this is simply just by tapping on the icon to turn it off and then tapping on it again to turn it on. I like this method than actually having to push a button, just because it guarantees that it will activate and deactivate when you want it to. Plus, you do have your red indicator on the microphone when it's turned off to let you know it's muted, and turned on when it is unmuted. Now, if you're concerned about accidental presses, what I found is that if you accidentally hit the microphone, you would actually have to be hitting it directly on the icon itself in order for it to mute. So it wouldn't cause as much accidental presses as you may think. But again, something to keep in mind there. But I do like the fact that it's very easy to just tap, especially if you're gaming or streaming. It's easy just to tap it and go, and then tap it again when you're ready to go ahead and continue talking. Then at the bottom, you do have your adjustment for your gain, so you can adjust the gain all the way up or down with this. And I honestly thought that because of the fact that it had the different dial buttons on there, that it was a clicking mechanism, but it's actually a smooth scrolling mechanism. So if you want to adjust the gain, you can move it slowly or really fast to adjust it high or low. So it's actually not a click by dial mechanism, which I thought it was. So it wasn't a deal breaker, but I just thought that was a little unexpected, at least on my end. Now, it does come with a pre-installed shock mount and also a pre-installed pop filter as well. So you do get that included with the microphone. It's not an additional charge, which is always a nice added touch that actually helps save money on having to go out and buy that stuff yourself. They're of course not going to be the best shock mount and pop filter you can get, but for the fact that HyperX does include it, I definitely think that's a thumbs up. However, the microphone does not have any noise cancellation, so when you are typing or even if you're gaming, you have really loud key switches. For example, I have blue switches on my keyboard, and if I go ahead and type right now, you're able to hear that. So recommendation would be is to either turn down the gain on the microphone or add some filters on there to kind of help reduce how audible that noise is, and then have the microphone really close to you. If you don't want to really do that, then I would probably suggest maybe switching. If you have a different keyboard, maybe switching to different switches. But again, if you don't, probably adjusting the gain would definitely help you there. Now, taking a look at the back of the microphone, you do have your port for your USB to plug it into the computer. You also have a 3.5mm aux cable if you wanted to go ahead and monitor yourself if you're doing streaming or doing a podcast or an interview. And then you also have your polar patterns as well. So you have stereo, cardioid, bidirectional, and omnidirectional. So again, if you're using it for something other than just gaming or streaming, then you do have those different polar patterns that you can choose from. The one I am using right now is the cardioid pattern, which just allows the microphone to pick up what I'm saying right here and eliminate everything from behind it, which is usually going to be the most ideal for a lot of people, especially if you are streaming or gaming or recording. This is usually going to be the one that most people prefer. Now, the microphone does come with a base stand that is going to already be pre-installed onto the microphone itself. However, if you did want to go ahead and mount it to a boom arm, it does come with the bracket required to go ahead and mount it onto a boom arm as well. Now, one thing I did want to tell you guys, I don't know if any of you guys who have the microphone have had the same issue, but I know for me, when I've tried to mount it onto my Yeti Caster or even my Rode microphone, for some reason the microphone is not able to weigh the boom arm down, so it ends up going all the way up. So unless I actually move the boom arm all the way down, that's the only time I noticed that I was able to actually use those two boom arms. So I ended up having to use a cheap one that didn't require the microphone to be counterbalanced. So something to keep in mind, if you already have any of those two boom arms, it may not necessarily work, even though it does say it's compatible with all microphone stands. I seem to have a little bit of trouble getting it to stay counterbalanced on mine. So something to let you guys know there. Now, I know some of you guys might be interested in hearing how the microphone sounds in its raw state. I am using the microphone for this entire review. However, I do have filters on it, so you guys are hearing what it sounds like with filters put onto the microphone. But I'm going to go ahead and do a test to show you what it sounds like without having anything on the microphone, no filters, just purely raw. So if you guys don't already, make sure you have headphones on so you can go and listen to how it sounds. All right, so this is what the microphone sounds like with no filters on it, completely raw. The gain is going to be about at 15%. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the gain all the way up so you guys can hear what it sounds like at maximum gain volume. So this is what the microphone is going to sound like at max gain. Then I'm going to go ahead and also type as well so you guys can hear that. And I'm going to go ahead and readjust, turn it all the way down. So this is what it sounds like with the gain turned all the way down. And also going to type on the keys so you guys can hear how that sounds as well. The keyboards are going to be using Bluetooth switches, so that is what you can expect when using the microphone. All right, guys, and that is going to be the HyperX Quadcast microphone. And for $140, I do say that this is actually a really good microphone overall. The audio quality is really good. I love the build quality and the way it looks. It looks very sleek, very sexy. I like that a lot. I like how easy it is to mute and unmute, and also to adjust your gain as well. It does suck that it doesn't have noise cancellation and that it doesn't work, at least with me, with all the boom arms that I have. But overall, I think for the price, it's a really good competitor to the Blue Yeti microphone and other microphones around that price point. So if you are interested in a good USB microphone for gaming, streaming, podcasting, this is definitely going to be the microphone to go ahead and pick up. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this review. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys were interested in picking this up, or if you already have it. What are your thoughts on the HyperX Quadcast microphone? Do you guys like it? What are some things that maybe you guys have come across? I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future, and especially for the Model O review, because I purchased mine and I'm waiting for it to let me know when it ships. So hopefully it comes soon, so that way I can go ahead and review it and share my opinions with you guys. But till next time, guys, JKT, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tech.